Hello everyone, I am going to speak on Sri Lankan crisis. Sri Lanka, as India, was a British colony and it got its independence in 1948. At the time of independence, Sri Lanka was a country which had relatively better conditions than India. Like it has high life expectancy rate, literacy rate, and economic situation was also comparatively good. And this prevailed for the next 20 years till 1970. After that, a pro US government was formed in Sri Lanka, which followed the policy of liberalism. That means it allowed the foreign companies to invest in their countries, which indeed created a tough competition for the local companies of Sri Lanka. Sri Lankan government also started to import wheat and rice in their country, which definitely was a huge drawback to farmers, to local farmers of the country. And after 1980s, a civil war between the Tamilians and the Sinhalas of the country was at an intense situation. The northern and the eastern living Tamilians were uh, asking for claiming for an independent state to live in, which and this demand was refused by the Sinhalese majorities. And this civil war between the citizens of the country, remained till 2009, and it is 30 years, and it is a really long period because in these times the economic situation of the country really fell down. Next, after the civil war, we all might wonder that why still the situation didn't get well. Well, I would tell you about that. After 2009, situation got a little balanced, but in 2013, a new president was elected and it created another debt trap from China. I'll tell you. The new government that was formed started taking loans from IMF and World Bank. That means they had to follow a hell lot of rules provided by the IMF and World Bank, which were in favor of the Western countries. And definitely, it created a long term economic crisis in the country. Next, when IMF and World Bank were not giving loans to the Sri Lankan country, they started taking loans from China. And for example, they sold their Hambantota port for 99 years to lease to China. Next, if I talk about recent times, in 2019, the major income source of the country, that was tourism, was deeply affected due to the bombing in the churches and the hotels of Colombo. And we all know after 2019, COVID prevailed all over the world, which created a huge impact over the economy of each and every country, and even more to Sri Lankan country because it was previously worse, and the COVID made it even worse. Next, another major outbreak of the society of Sri Lanka was the new government that was formed in Sri Lanka. It promised them to reduce the taxes from 15 to 8%, and it did so. The taxes were reduced to half, and many other small taxes were completely vanished off, which created a very less tax income to the country's government. And but the people were very happy with that, but they didn't knew that this will going to affect them in a very long run, and this is happening at this time. We are all evident that how Sri Lankan country is under a very great economic depression. They are not even having money to print the papers to conduct the exams. They are not having the fuel to run the whole transportation system of the country. At the end, I would say that we as well as other countries from all over the world should learn from the condition of Sri Lanka, that what the mistakes are that we should not do, so that our country should not be like that. And I thank you.